Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for coming by. The Rideshare Hub is a YouTube channel dedicated to Uber and Lyft drivers like you, or maybe if you're interested in driving, or if you just want to learn how to make more money. That's what we're talking about. On today's video, I'm going over 7 things that I wish I knew before I started driving for Uber and for Lyft. I signed up about 2 years ago, and there's a lot of things that I've learned that I totally wish I knew before, so I'm going to share them all with you so you don't have to go through those learning processes and pains that I had to go through. So before I get into it, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you do drive for Uber and Lyft, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos on this channel. Alright, so now let's get right into it. These are 7 things I wish I knew before I started driving for Uber and for Lyft. Okay, the very first thing, and don't laugh at me, but it's don't eat out. When I first started driving, I would drive for like 2 or 3 hours. I would be like, oh, I just made 30-40 bucks. Let me go out to, I don't know, some breakfast sandwich place, and I would order like a $7 breakfast sandwich and a cup of coffee. And I just pretty much spent like all of my profit. And it really does add up. So I mean, not all of my profit, but it just adds up when you're eating out a lot. So what I've learned is I never eat out. I always make my own coffee at home, make my own food at home. I eat before I drive and after I drive at home. That way, I'm just saving a lot more money, and this is something I totally wish I knew. I crunched some numbers afterwards, and I spent so much money eating out. Don't eat out at Wendy's, don't eat out at McDonald's. It will make you feel sick too. Go home, buy a bunch of chicken, or maybe if you're vegetarian, whatever, get some vegetables and rice, cook a bunch, and then that way you have multiple meals, so you don't have to spend a lot of time cooking. I mean, once in a while I do buy a cup of coffee, but I make sure I get like a black coffee that only costs $2. Every once in a while it is okay, but don't be buying out meals. Make sure you cook from home. Alright, the second thing I wish I knew before I started driving, this is absolute must. Every single Uber and Lyft driver, in my opinion, has to be doing this. And if you're not, you are seriously missing out. It's track all of your miles. When you're driving a car, this is my car. Every single mile that I put on my car is a tax deduction. You're using it for your business. For me, whenever I track my miles, that's money I'm not paying on taxes. It's called a tax deduction. You can talk to an accountant. I'm not a CPA, so don't take this as legal or tax advice, but talk to an accountant. But just make sure you track your miles. So the third thing that I wish I knew before I started driving is that you need an unlimited data plan. When I first started driving, I had a limited one. I only had like 2 or 3 gigabytes per month, and there was a couple times where I was driving and actually ran out of data, and I had to like call my phone company and upgrade the data. It was like a hassle. I know in this day and age it is like very common to have an unlimited data plan, but if you don't and you're thinking about it, maybe consider getting an unlimited one. I use Gig Mobile. It's an unlimited phone data plan geared towards Uber and Lyft drivers, so you can definitely use them if you want. But yeah, I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to use Gig Mobile. They're great, but any unlimited phone data plan will work. Another really cool thing about having an unlimited data plan is that I can actually use my phone as a hotspot on my computer. So in between my rides, I just open up my laptop, and even if I'm not in a Wi-Fi area, I can use my phone data plan for my computer. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can just click on personal hotspot here on any phone, and you just turn it on. And now I have Wi-Fi available on my computer. Well, Wi-Fi, it's a personal hotspot. That's one thing I really do like about having an unlimited data plan, and it comes with Gig Mobile too, but like I said, you can use any phone company. Alright, the fourth thing that I wish I knew before I started driving for Uber and Lyft is to not be embarrassed about being an Uber and a Lyft driver. When I first signed up, I didn't tell a single soul that I signed up. I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, I don't want my friends knowing that I drive for Uber and for Lyft. And now that it's like completely changed, transformed my life, taught me so much about financial freedom, it taught me about how to diversify my income. yes, I'm not getting rich off of Uber and Lyft, but it does add to my overall income, and that is invaluable, that learning process, because now I've found different things to increase my income as well. So now I talk about Uber and Lyft all the time. Everybody knows I'm an Uber and Lyft driver. Like, come on, you have to know that now. And so I would definitely do recommend it. It just creates a better atmosphere, environment. It's healthier. You have a healthier mind when you're not embarrassed about it. You don't want to be embarrassed about your own job. So I definitely do, you know, and when you're talking to other people about it, you can come up with better strategies too. So that's one thing I do wish that I knew, or, you know, yeah, wish I knew. All right, so the fifth thing that I wish that I knew before I started driving is that you need to have both apps, both Uber and Lyft. For the first couple months when I started driving, I was only doing Lyft. And there were times where I was waiting like 20 minutes in between a ride. And had I signed up for both Uber and Lyft, I would just be getting rides all the time because I'm using both platforms. Now I do use both Uber and Lyft. So in between my rides, I'm not really waiting. It's just, you know, I get a ride from Uber and I get a ride from Lyft. And the way that you do that, because I do get a lot of questions about, oh, how do you do both at the same time? So it's really simple. You just go online on both apps, and then once you get a ride request, click accept, and then open up the other app and go offline. And that way, you know, you won't get two rides at the same time. Another thing that is really beneficial about driving both Uber and Lyft is that you can refer people to become passengers and drivers for both apps. So it's twice the opportunities there as well. All right, so the sixth thing that I wish I knew before I started driving is that I wish I knew to have things to do during downtime. There's gonna be times where, you know, you're driving 2-3 hours, you're really tired, but you're like 45 minutes away from your house. And so you just need things to do. Like, you wanna take a break, but you don't have enough time to go home. So what I do is I always bring my laptop now. And like I said, you know, I have my hotspot on my phone so I can go on Wi-Fi wherever in my car, or I just, you know, chill, go to a cafe and do something productive. I'm always like trying to be productive. If I'm not, I kind of go crazy. So like I said, I know I use my laptop, I have work to do, or I bring a book, something to do, you know, find whatever it is that you have, because there will be downtime and times where you just need things to do. You don't want to just be scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on Facebook, because that's just, you know, pretty much burning brain cells. And, you know, we want to be smart and productive here. All right, so this is kind of a funny one. This is the last one, number 7. The seventh thing that I wish I knew before I started driving Uber and Lyft is to not have super high expectations. I know what you're thinking. Why are you saying that, Dylan? But when I first started driving, whenever I pick up a passenger, I thought it was gonna be like the best ride ever. Like, I started talking to my passenger, you know, hey, how are you? How's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like expecting it to be the best ride ever. And I'm trying to provide the best experience. You know, I wanna get a super great tip, and I'm gonna make tons of money. And the reality is that some rides, you're just gonna pick somebody up and they just, you know, they're gonna sit in their back seat, they're gonna sit on their phone, and they really don't care. All they want to do is get from point A to point B. They don't care if you're the greatest driver in the world. They don't care if you're a regular driver. They just want to get from point A to point B. And so I have learned to kind of lower my expectations a little bit and not realize that every single ride needs to be the best ride in the world. Sometimes you're just going to be taking people, they don't even want to talk to you. They're just going to be sitting in their back seat. So after that, it kind of allowed me to be more relaxed and not stressed out about every single ride. And that way I actually conserve my energy. So when I do have a passenger who wants to talk a lot, then I do talk a lot. But if I get a passenger who just wants to chill in their back seat, I'm totally fine with just sitting there in silence, providing a safe, smooth, and comfortable ride. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 7 things that I wish I knew before I started driving. Let me know if there's anything that you've learned as well from your experience driving, or any things that maybe I should look out for too, because we're all learning from each other. You know, I'm no expert. These are just some couple things that I've learned, so I just want to share them with you. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and again, subscribe if you want to see more videos about Uber and Lyft on my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.